Training to failure is becoming an increasingly popular muscle and strength building strategy, but to actually do it is a lot easier said than done. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 3 tips to help you fail successfully. Conceptually, training to failure is pretty straightforward. Basically, you want to perform an exercise to the point where you physically absolutely cannot do another repetition. More specifically, we want our muscles to fail in recruiting sufficient motor units to produce sufficient force. What fitness researchers realized, however, is that we kinda suck at actually reaching failure and tend to stop way too early. So to help you dunk on the faces of these fitness researchers and achieve true muscular failure, I got 3 tips for you. Let's get started. The first tip, use those isolations. One of the first failure mistakes people make is trying to achieve failure with complex compound exercises that utilizes multiple muscle groups. Now, generally, compounds like squats and presses are great exercises that everyone should do. But when learning how to train to failure, things will get pretty rough pretty quickly with compounds, especially with fundamental training factors like maintaining good form and managing fatigue. But there is an even bigger issue. Remember, our ultimate goal is reaching muscle failure. With compounds, chances are that not all the muscle groups involved in the exercise will reach true failure once you physically cannot do more reps. And if that compound exercise is the only way you train those muscles, then those muscles will never reach true failure. On the other hand, with single joint isolation exercises like bicep curls and side raises, you can solve many of these issues. With isolations, you can focus on one muscle group at a time, worry less about your form breaking down, and generally have fewer issues with fatigue. More importantly, with focusing on just one muscle group at a time, it makes it a lot easier to feel and experience each muscle failing in its own way. And it's that experience you develop for each muscle that will help you better train to or close to failure in future workouts. Down the line, you can try taking compounds to failure again if you feel more comfortable. The second tip is to mix up your rep ranges. If we want to understand how training to failure feels like, then we also got to understand that it doesn't feel the same across different rep ranges. At lower ranges, say 3 to 5 reps, the weight you're lifting will be quite heavy, and when reaching failure, it'll mostly just feel even heavier. On the other end of the rep range spectrum, say 15 reps or more, as you approach failure this time, you're gonna notice yourself moving slower and slower after each rep, and also feel an absolutely dreadful burning sensation in your muscles that might make you question your life choices. Now, in my opinion, medium rep ranges, like 8 to 12 reps, are probably the easiest to take to failure. Much like that disgusting thief Goldilocks, medium rep ranges feel just right in terms of being heavy but not too heavy and painful but not too painful. Probably best to use this rep range first if you're a beginner. But whatever rep range you do train, understand that the difficulties, be it the weight feeling too heavy or the burning sensation feeling too painful, does not mean you've reached true failure just yet. As hard as it may be, I encourage you to try to push through these difficulties, because chances are you do have a few reps left in the tank. Of course, make sure you have spotters or safety bars if necessary. And just a quick note, you should also understand that everyone reaches failure at different times even when using the same relative intensity. For example, your friend might only do 9 reps before reaching failure while you can do 13 reps, even though you both lifted 75% of your respective 1 rep maxes. A good little thing to keep in mind when adjusting your program based on rep ranges. And the third tip for successfully training to failure is, do not try to predict how many reps it will take you to reach failure. We're really bad at knowing what failure feels like, and we're arguably worse when trying to predict it. According to research, people with less training experience might underpredict their reps to failure by as much as 4 to 5 reps, and more experienced folks underpredict as well, but only by 1 to 2 reps. Now, if you have a training program that calls for estimating things like RPEs and reps in reserve, which are essentially ways to determine proximity to failure, then you're gonna fall short of reaching true failure if you repeatedly underestimate your rep counts. In terms of mentality, if you go into an exercise believing that you'll do less than you actually can, it wouldn't be surprising if it becomes somewhat of a self-fulfilling prophecy where you ultimately settle for doing less, which of course is not what we want. So do yourself a favor and try not to guesstimate your reps to failure and simply train, at least early on, with no expectations other than feeling like a failure, because we know you can fail much more than you think you can. And that's 3 quick and simple tips for training to failure. Sounds simple, but it is going to take some time to successfully fail, so don't give up on giving up. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a simple thumbs up and share it with your failure-loving friends. Subscribe for more and let me know what you think about the tips in the comments. As always, thank you for watching and don't forget to get your protein.